Hey guys, sorry about the frizzy hair and sorry if I'm sitting back a little too much. I've decided I'm actually going to get comfortable for this video. I was tagged by Ravenflower to do the Halloween tag, the 30 question Halloween tag. So I'm going to be weird and nerdy and take it upon myself, really, to kind of switch that 30 question Halloween tag, and I've decided to do a 30 question Samhain tag. And I have the questions here, and I will be sure to put them in the down bar below. Basically, these are all the same or similar questions as what are in the 30 question Halloween tag. So if you've already done the 30 question Halloween tag, which I'm pretty sure has been going around for a while, and you want to do this tag, feel free to. I actually tag anybody that wants to do it. More specifically, I'd like to hear some answers from Lady Grave Dancer and Ravenflower, and Witch Boy Columbus, if he's watching. The Crow Boy, I'd love to see your answers on this. There's really a whole bunch of people that I'd love to see answers from. So, literally, if you're watching this, you're tagged. But Ravenflower, you're definitely tagged. I want to see you answer some of these questions yourself. But without further ado, here is my answers to the 30 question Samhain tag. Number 1, favorite Samhain song. I can't pick just one. Just like it would have been with the Halloween tag, I listen to a bunch of rock around this time of year, like 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, Marilyn Manson, a lot of rock. But I like, This Is Halloween. I like Samhain by Dave the Bard. I like I Put a Spell on You by various artists. There's quite a lot of different songs. Witch's Brew by Omnia. There's quite a few songs I listen to. Number 2, your favorite find from a dark forest or abandoned building that you use in your practice, if any. I actually have 2. A stick that I used, well, I don't use it anymore in my practice, but I found rocks, I found sticks, feathers that I use in my practice. A lot of rocks that I use, I still have. From an abandoned building, I don't have them anymore, but a while back, like a couple years back or so, my ex and I went with one of his friends to help, or we were getting wood or something from this old house that they were tearing down. And I actually took some of the wallpaper off the walls because the wallpaper was a really interesting texture and it had a really interesting design on it. And I was using that for spell work. It probably wasn't the wisest thing to use, but I did use it for a while. Number 3, do you use a spirit board? No, but I do use a pendulum. 4, favorite Samhain dish. I have 2. For dinner, I love colcannon. It's a traditional Irish dish that a lot of us make for Samhain or in fall. It's really awesome. Just Google it. There's several different recipes. It's basically like fancy mashed potatoes, but it's delicious. And my second favorite is going to be pumpkin pie. Love me some pumpkin pie. Number 5, your most magical Samhain memory. I think my most magical Samhain memory wasn't really even witchy in nature. My hometown does this big parade every year on the day of or on the night of trick or treat, and I think my most magical Samhain memory is winning a bike and money because my county my home county has like a bash that they do for the kids, and so everybody in the county, which the county consists of, several villages and 2 main cities, or towns, if you will. So everybody from the towns and the villages and everything is kind of, anybody can take part in either of these events, but really that's for the county. And then the city of Waverly, where I used to live, would have a parade and kind of like a bash type thing. They'd have a parade, and if you wanted to enter the costume contest, you could, you'd enter, they'd judge, and then you'd walk in the parade, and then you'd go to this big, at the end of the parade there was a stage, and on the stage was a guy that would announce things, and he would announce who the winner was. But I won both the county first place prize and won a bike there, and I won the city's prize, and they used to hand out these huge trophies, and I got a trophy, huge trophy, and it was like 3 tiers, and it was black and orange, and on the very top it had a jack-o'-lantern. Awesome freaking trophy, just for a costume contest. I loved it. It was donated too, which was pretty cool. But I won dressed up as Harry Potter, and I won money from the city contest. It was pretty cool, and I bought Harry Potter stuff with it. It only seemed right. So, like I said, wasn't really witchy, but it was really fun, and one of my, first real, Halloween is awesome memories. Number 6, first haunted house you spent time in. My aunt's house is the first house that I really was like, this house is haunted, and spent time in. 7, favorite Samhain superstition. So, by superstition, this can be anything from a practice or a preventative thing. My favorite Samhain superstition is the practice of jack-o'-lanterns, which is kind of a 2-in-1 thing. The jack-o'-lanterns used to be made from turnips, and you would carve a scary face to scare the spirits away from your home. Number 8, do you see spirits? Not very often, but yes. More often I feel or hear them. Number 9, have you found any urban legend to be fact? Yes, one that I can think of. In the town above where I used to live, there was an urban legend about this old abandoned cemetery. That a woman named Elizabeth was there, and she was killed in some way, but there were supposedly, if you would find her grave spot, where her gravestone was, and you put the gravestone there, she would always move the gravestone to the tree in which she died under or around. Now, I will say this. Yes, that place is haunted. Do I think it's Elizabeth moving gravestones? No. But yes, that place is haunted. So I would count that as an urban legend. Something that the area is very popular for being true. Number 10, favorite Samhain activity with family or friends. I love to go to community bashes or parties, and we used to have our own party for family and friends that we used to hold, and that was always fun. Picking up pumpkins is another good one. Number 11, do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? Yes. Number 12, favorite potion made. I would say my favorite potion that I made, that I would really consider a potion, would be my Open Heart herbal mix. It's not really a liquid potion, but I'd say that's still my current favorite at the moment. 13, favorite symbol of death for Samhain. Now, by symbol of death, I mean like, it could be anything. A gravestone, a coffin, a cross, if you will. It could be a raven, a skull. My favorite symbol for death is gonna be the owl, because I love owls, and owls are often seen as messengers between worlds. 14. Do you believe the dead walk the earth on Samhain? Yes, but I also believe they walk the earth. That some walk the earth every day. But I believe on Samhain, spirits who haven't necessarily crossed over yet have the potential to come back. And I also think that everybody has more potential to experience spiritual activity on Samhain because the veil is thinner. 15. Do you believe in demons or the devil? No and no. And I actually covered that in one of my previous videos here recently, titled My Thoughts on Spirits. So if you guys want to check that out, please do so. 16. You conclude your new home is haunted. What do you do? I'm going to say I sage and cleanse the area to kind of get everybody in a level playing field. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay some ground rules. I'm going to say this is, my home as much as it is yours, and we can coexist here, yada yada, that kind of thing. 17. Do you set up an ancestor altar for Samhain? No, not yet. I plan on working on that. That's one of my projects coming up here soon. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep it up. Probably all year, but I'm not going to decorate it like I will for Samhain every year. And then an extension of that question is it permanent? So mine will probably be permanent. I haven't completely decided. 18. Do you practice the dumb supper? No, I don't, but I wish I did. I love the practice of the dumb supper, and I wish I had people that would kind of gather to do it with me. But no, I don't do it. I think that if I were to ever plan a Samhain party or a get-together myself, I think that would be the first thing I would do, is do a dumb supper first. And if you don't know what a dumb supper is basically where you sit down to have dinner. You would set the plates and invite, in the beginning, you would invite, your ancestors, your family, your friends, whoever has passed in the past year. Everybody would get a chance to invite somebody. And a plate would be set for everybody. Usually it's like you invite one person, everybody invites about one person. And you sit down. I've seen where some people, by the way, have also put the plates on an ancestor altar or an altar. But you sit down and you eat supper. But nobody says anything. Like, after that initial, this is what we're doing, this is who we invite, is over, that's it. You don't talk. And it's kind of a respect thing, because the dead can't necessarily speak as we can and make themselves known as easily as we can. But I think it's a really cool idea. And, it's kind of like the Day of the Dead practice, only you're not doing it at a cemetery. But yeah, I would love to do a dumb supper. So if anybody's interested in doing that with me, let me know. We'll have a dumb supper. 19. Do you dress up for Samhain? Yes. 20. What do you think of the Hollywood witch image on Halloween? Obviously, I'm not super comfortable with the scary witch type thing, the wicked witch image, warts, ugly old witches, that sort of thing. But I love how nowadays people are more in tune to be beautiful as witches. You know, it's like an angel costume or a fairy costume. People kind of want their witches costumes as children to be cute or adorable, you know, and getting more into the womanlyhood, they want it to be beautiful and breathtaking and spellbinding, you know, hot, sexy. I love that. I love that whole image, and I love where it's going now. 21. Favorite Samhain incense. I don't necessarily have one right now, actually. I do have a fallish incense, but I haven't come across an incense yet that I strictly use for fall. I use Ganesh Amber incense, kind of late summer into fall. And I do have a Letha incense, which is the Hawaiian High incense from Tropica or something it's called. Is the brand. But anyway, I do use that Hawaiian High incense for Letha in midsummer. But I don't really have one for Samhain yet. I did pick up an incense from a local shop called Spellbound or Pagan Spell or Pagan Magic or something, and it's like a black tube with a white pentacle on it. I haven't tried that one yet, but I got that one thinking, okay, well maybe, because incense kind of smell differently after they're being burned. So I got it thinking, well maybe this one will be a good one, but we'll see. But I haven't officially settled for anything yet. A favorite outfit for Samhain from the past. So I'm going to go with my wizard costume that I wore that my mom and I both made. And it was this long black robe that was supposed to be like a judge's robe, but it was like velvety. And we made trimming and stuff for it. It was like blue trimming and blue trimming around the sleeves and bottom. And like the collar and down the middle sorta was purple. And then we made silver stars and moons to go on it that were shiny and sparkly. And I had a rope that we had made tassels for or whatever, and we tied, you know, that was my belt. And I had a hat that went with it. And instead of wearing like a mask, I actually wore a wig, a white wig, and we found this, and you can't find it hardly anywhere anymore, but we found this huge package of like special effects hair that you could attach. And from this huge package, you got like these huge strands that were about this long. And we glued them to my face to make this beard. And so I went as an old man. You know, we'd do my makeup, and then, you know, Mom would glue the beard on me, and then I'd put the wig on. It looked awesome. I loved that costume, and I carried a staff. I believe we made a staff, too, that I carried around. But, yeah, loved that costume. And, yeah, it was pretty awesome. And we both kind of put our energy into it and made it. It was awesome. I loved it. Favorite tool for Samhain for me is a cauldron. I think the cauldron is an awesome symbol for Samhain. Sorry, I have an itch. I think it's an awesome symbol for Samhain, and I think it, since it goes with, you know, a lot of the decor and stuff, the cauldron is one of my favorite tools to use for Samhain. 24. Do you call it Samhain, Halloween, or something else? I use it interchangeably. When I talk about like dressing up in costumes, like for a party or something, or for trick-or-treating, I'll call it Halloween. Because that's just the common name. When I talk about witchy things, you know, rituals, witchy events, stuff like that, I'll call it Samhain. 25. Favorite Samhain color. It's going to be purple or black. 26. Favorite Samhain movie is going to be my favorite movie of all time, which is Practical Magic. But I like all kinds of movies that are Samhain related. Casper and Wendy, Halloween Town. I have a bunch of favorites. 27. Have you picked out your outfit yet? No, not yet. I like to try and change it up every year, but I also have my go-to outfits. I have a conical hat, which I'm thinking about buying anew or making anew. I haven't decided, but we'll see how it goes. And I also have my top hat that I wore last year that I'm kind of debating on wearing again. 28. What do you think you'll be doing when the clock strikes 3 a.m. on November 1st? I'll probably either be in bed or at my altar. It just depends on how the day goes that day. We'll see. 29. Favorite Samhain spell or work of magic? I don't work magic on Samhain, or at least I haven't before. I don't, the only type of thing I do is divination, and that's only every now and then. Do you practice, last question is, do you practice divination on Samhain? If so, what method do you use? On Samhain, every now and then, I will get out my I can speak English, pendulum, and I'll just go through session and I'll ask it questions. On Samhain, I also, another practice I do is I wear jewelry from my grandfather. I have a few pieces of jewelry from my grandfather that I'll wear. If there's anybody I want to talk to, or I would like an answer from about anything, I'll invite them, and see if I get an answer from them. I have done fire scrying during Samhain, but divination is something I always try to do because it's kind of a big deal. That's when you're more likely to get your good answers, and it's a little gonna be a little bit easier for you on Samhain because the veil is at its thinnest. So that was my 30 question Samhain tag, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys take part in it, and I hope you guys have fun with it. Blessed be. Have a good weekend.